Today, we're going to demystify a really powerful tool for getting out of debt, the consumer proposal. We're going to break down the entire process into a clear, simple roadmap, showing you exactly how this whole journey to financial freedom works, from that very first meeting all the way to the finish line. You know, feeling overwhelmed by debt can make it seem like there's just no way out. But here's the thing, there is a structured path forward. So think of this as your map. We're going to walk through it together one step at a time. Okay, so every journey begins with a starting point. And in the consumer proposal process, that means connecting with an expert who is going to guide you through every single twist and turn. The most important thing to know is that you absolutely do not have to figure this out on your own. Right, so the official term is administrator or licensed insolvency trustee, which, sounds pretty formal. But honestly, it's a lot simpler to just think of them as your guide. They're a government-licensed pro who acts as a neutral referee between you and your creditors. Their whole job is to create a fair plan and handle all that complicated communication, so you don't have to. So how do you actually start this whole thing? Well, it's not some giant, scary leap. It's really just a series of small, totally manageable steps that build up to the official beginning of your proposal. It really just boils down to these three key actions. First, there's the consultation, where you just talk and figure out if this is even the right move for you. Second, the sign-up meeting, where you go over everything and make it official. And third, the filing. This is the moment your trustee basically hits send and your journey officially kicks off. And that is the moment it all becomes real. Once your trustee files the paperwork, a federal government body, it's called the Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy, or OSB for short, issues a certificate of filing. Now, this is super important because this document sets the official start date. Every single timeline we're about to talk about starts counting from this day. Okay, so once your proposal is filed, the ball is in your creditor's court. This next phase is a really critical 45-day period. You can think of it as a crossroads where the future of your proposal is going to be decided. This timeline lays it all out pretty clearly. Within 10 days of filing, your trustee lets all your creditors know what's happening. They then have a total of 45 days from that initial filing date to look over your proposal and cast their vote. And then bam, on day 45, the voting period is officially closed. This is the big question, isn't it? After all the waiting, what happens on day 46? Well, the outcome depends completely on how the creditors voted, and it can really only go one of two ways. The magic number here is 25%, and it's not about how many individual creditors vote no, but the total dollar amount of the debt they represent. So if creditors who hold more than 25% of your total debt vote against the proposal, it triggers the next step. If not, the path forward is much, much simpler. This is actually the most common outcome, which is great news. If very few creditors object, the law just kind of assumes the proposal is fair. It's deemed accepted, and you can move right ahead without any more voting. It's definitely the smoothest path. Now, if creditors representing more than 25% of the debt do object, it triggers what's called a meeting of creditors. This is a formal meeting that's held within 21 days after that 45-day period, and its whole purpose is to hold a final decisive vote. At this meeting, the rule is a simple majority. If creditors representing more than 50% of the total debt vote yes, your proposal is accepted. Simple as that. If they vote no, then it's rejected. It's a straight-up vote to decide the whole thing. Okay, so let's assume your proposal is accepted, either automatically or through a vote. First off, congratulations. That's huge. But the journey isn't quite over yet. Now you enter what's called the administration phase, where you've got a few key responsibilities to take care of. From here on out, your responsibilities are actually very straightforward. The big one, of course, is making your agreed-upon payments on time every time. You'll also need to attend 2 financial counseling sessions, which are really designed to give you the tools you need for a stronger financial future. This number is critical, 3. If you fall behind on your payments for the equivalent of 3 months, your proposal gets automatically canceled or annulled. That's why being consistent with your payments is absolutely essential to making it to the finish line. The timing for your counseling is also very specific. You have to complete the first session within 60 days of your proposal starting. The second session has to happen at least 30 days after the first, and both of them need to be completed within 210 days of your start date. Don't worry, your trustee's there to help you keep track of all these important deadlines. So after months or maybe even a few years of just steady payments and taking care of your duties, you finally reached the last leg of the journey. This is the moment you've been working towards, the completion of your proposal. Once you've made that final payment and completed both counseling sessions, your trustee issues this document, the Certificate of Full Performance. Seriously, you should think of it as your graduation diploma from the whole consumer proposal process. And this is why that certificate is such a huge deal. It is the legal document that officially frees you. It discharges you from the debts that were part of your proposal. They are gone. You have successfully completed your journey, and you can start your financial life completely fresh. Ultimately, the entire consumer proposal process, which can seem so complex and even intimidating at first, really does come down to that. It all begins with one single step, just having a conversation with an expert to understand what your options are. It's a powerful reminder that even the longest journey is just a series of small, manageable steps.